Ladies and gentlemen, very welcome to Irish Formula V Round 6 here in Kirkistown, starting P7 on board with Jordan Kelly, revving up to the lights now. It's lights out and away we go, and it looks to be a good start by Jordan right off the bat. That's Anthony Cross there in the red car with a terrible start, the championship leader. We're going to be slipstreaming. That's, oh goodness me, that's Donald Downey round the outside in the black car. We're slipstreaming Philip Shane in the white car coming down into Colonial 1. This is turn 2. Philip Shane goes to the left. We look up the inside, but there's not going to be any chance of a move there. Through Colonial 1, there's a lot of oversteer there. Maybe a bit of oil left on the track, and through Colonial 2 there for Philip Shane, who's now looking up the inside of Donald Downey, coming into Fisherman's turn 4. He's going to take the inside line there, and that's going to be a fairly easy move for him. A lot more grip on the inside of that corner than the outside, but Donald Downey seems to have a run on him now. Coming into the chicane, he goes round the outside, and Philip Shane just has to concede that position. Remains P5, we're in P6, ahead of, I think, Anthony Cross is behind us. But Donald Downey there with a fantastic start, it must be said. Obviously some very good traction there off the start in these wet conditions, and Philip Shane is going to be slipstreaming in now down into the final corner of the hairpin. We're going to try and go round the outside of Philip Shane into the final corner. I'm not sure this is going to work. There's really not that much grip on the outside of the final corner. Oh goodness me, look at this. Who's this up the inside? I think it's Anthony Cross switching between P6 and P7 there momentarily. He's going to be slipstreaming Philip Shane, but we seem to have a superior run on the drier side of the track on the left now. Coming into Debtor's Dip of turn 1, we're going to battle right the way through the corner. That's Anthony Cross, as I said, and he takes the position nice and easy there around the outside. He's like Jordan Kelly, he loves the outside lines, does Anthony Cross it seems. We're just going to follow him through. Oh goodness me, that's Philip Shane in front, who's made an absolute cataclysm of turn 2 there, and that's going to leave him vulnerable into Fisherman's. And Anthony Cross there trying to go around the outside of Philip Shane. That's not going to work. There's just not enough grip on the outside line there, and he's just going to have to wait behind him on lap 2 of 11 in P6 there, trying to overtake Philip Shane. Coming down into the chicane now, there's a couple of drops of water on the GoPro, which is making it quite hard to see what's going on as we sit behind not Philip Shane, Anthony Cross even, who is behind Philip Shane, slipstreaming one another. Anthony Cross there moves to the outside, trying to go around the outside of Philip Shane. We've seen this move last lap, it didn't quite work for us, and it isn't going to work for Anthony Cross either. There's a big gaggle of cars up ahead of Philip Shane though, and he's going to be setting his sights on them. There's two cars side by side up in front, but we're just going to be focusing on this battle. Anthony Cross trying to go round the outside of Philip Shane into turn 1 of Debtor's Dip, and he gets that move done nice and easily before the corner has even come upon us. But Philip Shane looking at the inside line there, he can't get a move done, so he just sits behind Anthony Cross coming in to Colonial Corner. Oh, there's a spinner up in front. That's Mark Reed there in the number 45, the white V, and that's a very unfortunate turn of events for him, but we're up into P6, that's all we care about, and that's eliminated one more car out of the competition here on lap 3 in Kirkistown. Now, Philip Shane hunting down Anthony Cross, looking for revenge now, coming through the chicane. There's nothing on offer here, but he could be in position for a move into the final corner, slipstreaming down the back straight now, and we're slipstreaming him, so this could be a fantastic opportunity for a move. Is it going to be the inside or the outside line for Jordan Kelly? He goes to the outside, Philip Shane defends the inside, and this should be quite an easy move, but it's not. Philip Shane fights back there, and you have to say that's very brave racing from the number 10 there, but he seems to have a slightly compromised exit. Jordan Kelly on the right, they are neck and neck coming down the start-finish straight, coming onto lap 4 around the left-hander of Debtor's Dip. I think it's going to be Jordan in front. He's going to command the corner, and that's going to be an easy overtake for P5. And now we have to set our sights on Anthony Cross, who's looking at the cars in front. Oh goodness me, that's Philip Shane throwing a wet one up the inside there, coming through Colonial 1. He gets the position back, fair play to him. That's a very brave move, you have to say. Philip Shane really not messing around in this race on lap 4. He retakes P5, and he's not done with Anthony Cross either. He looks like a man on a mission, trying to take that P4 off of Cross, and maybe even moving even further up the grid after that, as there's the two cars in front of Cross as well. But we're sat behind Shane, who's sat behind Cross, who's looking at the two cars in front and licking his lips, and that's Philip Shane there, slipstreaming Anthony Cross right the way down the start-finish straight, or not the start-finish straight, the back straight even. We move to the left trying to go around the outside. This move hasn't worked in the past, and I'm not sure it's going to work now. And Philip Shane holds the inside line. Some very good defending there from him. And, oh, goodness me, that's some very close racing there. Almost contact with Philip Shane's right rear tyre. And that could have ended in disaster coming on to lap 5 of this race. But it's around the outside through Debtors Dip once again, turn 1. And that's a copy-paste manoeuvre of the move on lap 4. We hold the inside line there, making sure that Philip Shane can't get any notions about going up the inside. Now we're hunting down Anthony Cross, who is looking at the cars in P2 and P3 even, I think that is. As the car in front there gets a slightly compromised run out of Colonial 2. Anthony Cross has a look into Fisherman's, but nothing comes of that. Now we're looking at Anthony Cross coming down into the chicane. A good run out of this chicane could mean a P4 on the cards. Going on to lap 6, if we could get him on this back straight, maybe a move up the inside or the traditional round the outside move and getting a good exit. But we're slipstreaming him right the way down the back straight, sat in the slipstream. It's 2x2 up ahead. Anthony Cross is going to be looking at that and thinking, oh yes, there's something here for me now. That's Jack Bryan, and I think it's Donald Downey who gets on the grass. It's either Donald Downey or Gavin Buckley there. I think it's Donald Downey though. And Anthony Cross around the outside of the black car, trying to go around the outside of Colonial 1, or not Colonial 1, Debtors Dip. It is Donald Downey who's made an absolute hames of the final corner, and he has to concede 2 positions going through Debtors Dip. That's a very unfortunate turn of events for him. 1 mistake and 2 positions it's cost him, and that's a very costly error. Oh, goodness me, Philip Shane sticking his nose in the mix there again, around the outside of Colonial 1, but that doesn't work out for him on the outside line where there's very little grip. And now this is turning into a podium fight. Jordan in P4, Anthony Cross in P3, and it's Jack Bryan, the number 97 Green V, in P2. And this is turning into a very tasty battle for what is potentially the second step of the podium, and there's plenty of time in this race to go hunting after P1 as well. But we're slipstreaming Cross coming down the final straight. Jack Bryan moves to the right. He might have some kind of mechanical failure because he's going incredibly slowly in comparison to us. Anthony Cross there holds the position going into the final corner. He drives just the widest Formula V car coming down into the hairpin and leaving no obvious avenue past. Coming on the exit of the corner, now onto the start-finish straight, coming on to lap 7. And so far there doesn't look to be any way of getting past, but we are in the slipstream. There's the overspeed here for Jordan Kelly, but I don't think it's enough to get any sort of move done. Not in these wet conditions, there's just not enough grip. We move to the outside of Anthony Cross, coming into Colonial 1. This is turn 2. This is going to be a brave move if he pulls it off. There's a lot of oversteer there for him, and he's neck and neck through Colonial 2, and he gets it done. Fair play to the lad. From, well, I'm not sure where he's from, but he's up into P2, and that's all that we care about. This Tokyo drift through Fisherman's of turn 4 there. And, well, I mean, it's not the fastest way to go through turn 4, but it is certainly one of the more stylish ways to go through Fisherman's corner there. Now through the chicane, that's P1 up in front of us, I do believe, so there's going to be a hell of a lot of catching to do in the final couple of laps. Going on to lap 8, there's going to be an awful lot of pushing involved now to try and catch P1 before the end of this race. Cutting on to lap 10, the penultimate lap of this race, on board with Jordan Kelly, still, as we always are, and the 2 cars up in front, that's I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's, give me a second here to look at my notes, it's Gavin Buckley in the black car, who's battling, I think that's a back marker there, I think that's Colm O'Loughlin in the blue V, and he holds him up well and truly there, you have to say. That's some very questionable driving from the number 86 of Loughlin, and hopefully he's not going to cause us as much trouble coming into the chicane. He backs off early, that's very good of him. He's obviously trying to help out the racing here, make it a lot more exciting, and he's done that to a T. And now we're going to be slipstreaming. That's, hang on, I've completely lost track of my notes again. Gavin Buckley in the number 3 black car coming down into the final corner. This is going to be a move on the final lap of the race if we can pull it off. There's so far no chance of getting through, but a good exit from this final corner could leave an avenue into turn 1 or potentially turn 2, and it looks to be a pretty good exit in comparison to Gavin Buckley, coming on to the final lap, slipstreaming right the way down the start-finish straight. This is going to be a bold move if there's going to be one on this final lap. It's slipstreaming, gaining and gaining and gaining is Jordan Kelly. He looks to the outside, he goes to the inside, so close to contact there with Gavin Buckley. He goes up the inside, and that's a fantastic move for P1 on the final lap of this race through Colonial 1. You have to say, the outside line is something that Jordan does love, but the inside line is ever so effective. That's Graham Carroll, number 42, being lapped there in the red car. And you have to say that was a very, very tidy move there from Jordan. As we come through the chicane now, it's going to be an easy victory now at this stage. Oh goodness me, he's on the grass, and this is going to leave him extremely vulnerable to Gavin Buckley, and Gavin Buckley is through on the final straight. Well, not the final straight, but coming up to the final corner, and this is going to require a bonsai move into the final corner or an almighty exit of the final corner. Coming up to the finish line, Gavin Buckley, he's got it all sorts of wrong into the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Gavin Buckley versus Jordan Kelly, number 3 versus number 99. It's going to be the number 3. It's going to be Gavin Buckley who wins round 6 of Irish Formula V here in Kirkistown. And what a fantastic race that was. Big thank you to Jordan Kelly once again for providing me with that footage. If you would like to submit any racing videos of yours, you can DM me on Instagram. Also, be sure to check out Jordan's Instagram in the description below. And yeah, apart from that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.